Hey Hermes, can y'all get on making a garden party in the size 25? Okay, thanks, bye, love you. If you're like me, you may sincerely have a lot of love and admiration for the Birkin, but you recognize that the proper route of getting one from the boutique, let alone one in the size 25, is just utter madness, right? Like one, it's madness for a handbag to cost as much as a down payment on a high-end car or a small house for the matter. I mean, I believe fresh from the boutique, your baseline Birkin 25 is still gonna run you just north of $10,000 here in the US. Two, it's madness that it costs more used than brand spanking fresh and new from the boutique. Three, it's madness that the smaller the size, the more expensive it is on the pre-loved market, even though it's the opposite if it's from the boutique. Four, it's madness that if you're lucky enough to get one from the store, you may or may not be lucky enough to choose the exact specs you want. Five, it's madness you have to earn the privilege to pay for a Birkin from the boutique via the beloved Hermes game/journey, whatever you want to call it. I mean, I could go on, but all of it is just insane. It's insanity to anyone outside of the luxury handbag community. And yet we do it. We gladly give into the madness and play the game. I'll admit, I got swept up for a little bit too, but I've also mentioned several times now that I have put my game/journey on pause at the moment because every now and then I get these moments of, why am I even doing this? Is spending that much on a Birkin going to make me happy? And I get these moments of clarity when I see how much money I've put aside to one day hope to be lucky enough to spend that money on a Birkin. And I just think I've lost my ever-loving mind. So ever since my last purchase of my Her bag, I have not once been in the store. I have rarely been on the website. I guess I'm just taking a little breather and exploring other bags from other brands. But that being said, I really do enjoy the aesthetics and the concept of the Birkin. I really like the overall shape of it. I like the top handles. Although if I were to be completely honest, it is lacking in several departments. And I think there are other bags that are very reminiscent of the Birkin without some of its pitfalls. And so I want to share with you 10 bags that I think are fantastic alternatives for the Birkin 25 from various brands at various price points. And let's go over these from my least to most favorite. Now I am specifying the 25 here, so they all have to measure approximately 10 inches in length or less. So that automatically eliminates several of your more obvious choices. Like I personally really love the Mulberry Bayswater, but that's more comparable to the Birkin 35, which is what I have back here behind me. Even though Mulberry does make several mini variations of the Bayswater, they don't look like shrunken down versions of the original Bayswater. So let's get to the list, and I hope you stick around to the end because in the number one spot is a bag I have never mentioned before on this channel, so that may come as a surprise to some of you, so please keep watching. In 10th place, let's take a look at an oldie but goodie, the Celine Nano luggage. And here's what I like about it. Now these are discontinued, but you can get these for an amazing deal, like in the $1,000 price range on the pre-loved market, sometimes even for ones in excellent condition. They come in tons of colorways, hardware, and leather options. You get a removable strap, and it also has a zipper top closure. Now this, however, is my least favorite on the list only because I do find the design on the front a little bit too busy for my taste, but I guess you could always just flip it over and problem solved. In a 9th place, let's look at a more casual option at a much lower price point, and there we have the Marc Jacobs small tote bag. I guess you could also throw in the Mini in the mix too, since those are really popular at the moment, but the Mini is a smidge smaller than the Birkin 25. Now at under $400, these aren't going to break the bank. Again, you have lots of fun colorways, most of which are seasonal, so you do have to act fast when you find one that you like. You have a detachable and adjustable strap, and again, we have a zipper top closure. So this is one that I would 100% have in my collection if I didn't already have the Longchamp Le Foulon top handle tote. I guess I could give her a mini shout out here as well. That is another good alternative if you're into this style of bag and maybe you don't want a giant logo taking up the entire front panel of the bag. I really recommend the Longchamp Le Foulon top handle. In 8th place, I feel bad that Gucci doesn't seem to get near the love they used to, but here we have the Mini Diana tote bag. I went with the mini because the small tote does measure 11 inches, so that is a smidge longer than the Birkin 25. Now, the Mini Diana tote currently retails for about $3,300 depending on the leather. I do like the fact that with some of Gucci's bags, including this one, you get 2 strap options, so if you are sick and tired of the webbed canvas guitar style straps that every major fashion house and their mother seems to be so fond of at the moment, I really appreciate that these bags still come with the traditional matching leather strap, like what a normal, respectable leather bag should come with. So good for Gucci for providing 2 straps instead of making us pay extra for another. Now, we also have some really fun top handle bamboo and leather strap detailing, and while we don't have a zipper closure, we at least have a magnetic button closure up top. Now, the next 2 bags are both from YSL, and in 7th place, I feel like you can't make a Birkin alternative list without mentioning the YSL Sac de Jour. Now, let's consider both the nano and the baby size, both of which will run you just shy of $3,000 from the boutique, but for better or for worse, these don't hold their value, so you can typically find them for way under retail on the pre-loved market. Again, you have a great selection of color and leather finishes. I also love the fact that they have a supple version, because that's one of my main turnoffs about the regular Sac de Jours. I find the smooth leather to be very stiff, especially in the smaller sizes. And also what makes it worse with the stiff leather is the complete lack of any closure or cinching up top. And I'm hoping that the supple versions will relax over time and at least pinch in a little at the opening. In 6th place, still from YSL, I feel like this is what you'd get if the Birkin and the Kelly had a baby. A Kirkin. Or a belly. But that is the Manhattan Nano Tote. Now, I think this is discontinued, or I'm just not seeing it on their website at the moment, but I am seeing it on the pre-loved market, and I would pick this over the Sac de Jour any day. Now, this is definitely smaller than the Birkin 25 by a couple of inches, but I love how this looks with the front buckles and the single detail, the top handle. I mean, we still have a removable and adjustable strap. Now, granted, this also doesn't have a formal top closure system, but just the shape of the bag, along with the little single straps and how they buckle in the front, at least the opening is somewhat clamped together and it isn't a giant gaping hole like the Sac de Jour. Also, if you are new, welcome to A Briefcase of Luxury, a place where we love to chat about all things related to life, learning, and luxury. And while I have no intentions of quitting my day job as a business professor, I would love to grow this channel. So thank you so much to those of you who have subscribed, liked, commented, or shared my videos. I really appreciate it. And if you haven't already done so, I hope you consider it, especially if, like me, you have a teensy obsession when it comes to a good handbag. Now, moving on to the top 5, these next 2 bags are from Prada, and in 5th place, we have the small Galleria bag, which retails for about $4,000 in the Saffiano leather finish. Now, there is a mini version that's maybe like, I think $150 less, but it is quite a bit smaller, and that would be more like a Birkin 20 size. So I'm just gonna focus on the small size again. And we have a removable adjustable strap, and it is an open but not open tote. So we do have like zipped compartments on either side of the bag and an open section in the middle. But unlike the others so far, we do have button closures on the sides to pinch it closed on the top. But just know that if you want to use the button closures, you definitely can't overstuff this bag. Now, I'm honestly a big fan of how this looks, but the Saffiano leather is, I mean, I get it as a super hard wearing material, but it's really not the most luxurious. So I honestly prefer the next one on the list. In 4th place, we have the Prada brushed leather 1995 re-edition mini tote. Now, I came across one day on Fashionphile and just thought it was so stunning. Suffice to say, it didn't last long on Fashionphile. I mean, the price was ridiculous. It was under $2,000. But if you were to get this from the store, they'll run you about $3,300. So it is like 3 centimeters shorter than the Birkin 25. Let's see, what else do we have? We have double zippers up top. We still have a removable adjustable strap. Now, the handles, however, are probably the least structured ones on the list. So they can get a little floppy and they can stick out a little if you're wearing it crossbody or over the shoulder. Since they're not attached with like D-rings, or they're not designed to stick straight up like the Birkin. But I think the brushed leather on this is so 90s sleek. I'm just such a huge fan of how this looks. Now on to our top three. So in third place, we have the Louis Vuitton Steamer in the PM size. Again, there is a mini size, but the PM size would be the most comparable at about 10 inches in length. Now from the boutique, in your basic calf leather, this will run you about $6,100. So that's the priciest one on the list yet. But the price is, again, just for the basic version. These do come in exotics, which will run you quite a little bit more. Now I know this bag doesn't get a whole lot of love and attention, but this is a like if you know type bag situation, because there's no major Louis Vuitton monogram or branding, unlike their capucines or even their locket bags, which are quite comparable. We again have a removable and adjustable strap. We have a turn lock closure up top. I really do like the hardware accents on this bag and how you can wear it open or closed if you unbuckle the side sangles. So all in all, a beautiful but pricey bag. In second place, I'd be remiss not to mention an icon in and of herself, the Lady Dior. So again, while the medium would be the most comparable size and length, I feel like it is overall like boxier and therefore looks bigger than the Birkin 25. Now I could be wrong, but let's also just acknowledge that the small is currently a much more popular size, and it is about 2 inches shorter in length. Now I know on a dupe scale, this definitely does not score high. I mean, there are a lot of aesthetic differences like the quilting of the material, the hardware on the handles, etc. But I just feel like it's an alternative for various reasons. I mean, at the baseline level, it's a similarly boxy bag with top handles. You again have a strap and a flap closure for security, but I guess one of the reasons why the Lady Dior comes up a lot in Birkin comparison lists is because of its iconicness factor. Like the Lady Dior is to Dior what the Birkin is to Hermes. So if you are looking for an iconic bag that is similar to the Birkin in style, then I think this is as close as you can get. Now, this was a wish list bag of mine, and I still think it's so gorgeous. But if you are interested in learning why this is no longer on my wish list, I'll have a couple of videos linked down below. And finally, in top place on my list is somewhat out of left field. It's a bag from Chanel. Are you surprised? I am. And it is a discontinued bag, or at least not a bag that is released every season. And here we are referring to the Chanel Mini Neo Executive Shopper Tote. Now, I came across this one day on Fashionphile again. It's been a while, and I've been obsessed since. Like, I could have sworn I've known about this bag before, but it was like, for whatever reason, I was seeing it with fresh eyes for the very first time. And I think it's because I've never really paid attention to the seasonal or like non-flap style bags from Chanel. And me being a top handle crossbody type girl, just like, oh, this bag just spoke to me. And because it's not your traditional Chanel bag, I feel like the pre-loved prices are at about 3K-ish. And that's totally doable and not at all obscene compared to like Chanel's regular prices. Like, I think these are just freaking adorable. So let me know what you think of this list, or if there are any others that you would like to throw in the mix. Also, wouldn't it be a kicker if Hermes is secretly working on a version of the Birkin with removable shoulder straps? Like, I seriously wonder what that would do to the pre-loved market for the current Birkins. Anyways, what I love about this list is you can literally buy like 3 or 4 of these and still not even come close to Birkin 25 money. And I'm talking about boutique price money, not even like pre-loved market money. And most of these bags have features that make them even more functional than the Birkin, so that's a win there. However, I've said it before and I'll say it again, if it's the Birkin 25 you're really after, you have to recognize when alternatives aren't able to scratch that itch. Like, you could buy every single bag on this list and still want the Birkin in the end, because there just may be some itches that can't be scratched by any other bag. And at that point, it's either make the commitment to get that itch scratched or change the mindset you have about the Birkin 25 and why it's an itch to begin with. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you back next time.